there, cellists. This is Mr. Leonard-White. We're going to get you all set up with your instrument today. So first thing I want you to do is take that instrument. It has a case that's probably a bag and something like this, right? In your case, there should be a bow. All right, we're not going to use that today, so we're going to set that aside. We just want to make sure it doesn't get broken. Other things in your case other than your cello, you should find in a pocket. There should be one of these. It's called a rock stop. If you are practicing on a hardwood floor and you don't have any carpet, it will help your end pin stick. So you have that rock stop, and there should also be a little block of rosin. Okay, so the rosin is for our bow. Again, we're not going to need it if we're not using our bow, so it can just stay in our case for today. So you want to find the zippers on your case. They're all a little bit different. Okay, go ahead and unzip it. See how I'm keeping a hand at the top, right? On my case, I guess it peels all the way off the front, and then I can take my cello by the neck and I can pull it out of its bag. Okay, some people do like to sit it on its back and do that on the floor, but personally I like to sit and debag my cello because now I'm here and my cello's here and I never had to set it down on the floor. Okay? A review of parts of the instrument. We talked about this a little bit on the first day video, but here at the top we have your scroll, 4 pegs inside the peg box. They hold the strings at the top. You can take a look in there and see that. They go across the nut and down the fingerboard. This big long black piece of wood is called the fingerboard. This back part that it's attached to is called the neck. It's always a good place to hold your instrument. That's where our hand goes eventually anyway. We have our cello shoulders, our C bouts, our F holes, our bridge. If I pull it up on my lap very carefully, I can see that the strings go into the tailpiece, and at the end I have the end pin. On the end pin, I want to go ahead and loosen that just a little bit. It only takes a turn or two. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And I'm going to pull out that end pin. Okay? The way that I'm going to measure this, you're going to measure this at home for yourself, is we're going to take our hand and spread it out pinky to thumb, and we're going to measure pinky at the end to thumb. And then after we have pinky to thumb, I want you to make a fist. So, I can shorten up my end pin so that it's the length of my hand, spread out, pinky to thumb, plus a fist. Once I have that, I'm going to tighten so that it's tight enough so that it doesn't slip in, and then my cello is ready to play. Okay, I can put my end pin down on the floor. I'm sitting here with carpet, so it's not going to slide, it's not going to slip, and everything should be ready to go. Notice that I'm sitting on my chair, forward just a little bit, so that I'm not leaning up against the back, and my cello goes in between my knees and up to the left side of my face. Your pegs should touch just at your ear, and you can't see it, but the whole thing is not straight up against me, not straight up against me, right? It's not all the way down here with my end pin far, far away. It's just in the middle, so that my pegs are at my ear height, and my legs can go right under the C bouts. A lot of us want to put them in the C bouts like this. That's not how it goes, right? Or like this. No. We're going to put our knees underneath the C's. Okay? And what I want you to do now is I'd like to see if you can hold on to it with your knees, which means that your chest is not touching. Right? You should be able to tango with your cello. Go ahead and try that with me. Okay, I have this space, so I'm not just leaning up against my chest, I'm holding it with my knees. Okay, holding it with my knees. So we have our cello. My cello is in tune. If your cello is not in tune, I'd like you to go visit the tuning help video for all the instruments. Mine's okay. Alright, it's at least in tune with itself. I'd like you to take your pointer finger, if you're ready. If you're not, go to that other video and come on back. I'll still be here. But I'm going to take my pointer finger, and my thumb goes on the side of that fingerboard, and then with my right hand, I can play my open strings. My left hand goes on the shoulder because we're not going to be using it for this very first lesson. And I want you to take that pointer finger, and I want you to reach around and find the highest string. Not the lowest string, the highest string. Okay, that is called your A string. So go ahead and repeat it. We would repeat it if we were in class. I know it's weird, I'm a recording, but give it a try. A string. Next down is the D string. Find the D string. And the next lowest is G. And then finally, C. C. All right. So from the top to the bottom, we have A, D, G, and C. Okay? If we were in class, there's a little way to remember this, and I'm going to have you try this at home. It's a little chant, okay? And it goes each and every ant, digging in the dirt, underneath the ground, all the way to China. So that's the order of your strings. So we have each, which starts with E. We don't have an E string. That's another section. Each and every ant, that's our A string, ant. Digging in the dirt, D string, dirt. Underneath the ground, G. All the way to China, C. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, I'm going to start off with the each, and I like us to play 4 of each string. Okay, just that open string. So we have each and every ant, digging in the dirt, underneath the ground, all the way to China. Okay, let's try it one more time. If you missed it, or if you don't want to rewind, okay, let's try all those open strings one more time. Say it along with me. Here we go. So we have each and every ant, digging in the dirt, underneath the ground, all the way to China. There's your first song. Okay, if you want to practice the song some more, you can rewind and you can keep practicing those open string songs with me. Make sure that we double check our posture every time we start playing, okay? My cello is not being held up by my chest, it's being held up by my knees, right? To play my open strings, my left hand goes on the shoulder, and then my right hand is playing those open strings, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me questions. If you would like to rewatch this video and redo our lesson, definitely go back and redo it and start practicing, all right? I'm looking forward to hearing you play your first song.